Welcome to the Spirit Guide Daily. Hey, when we're in a collective, we all share energy, and these are daily messages that will cross your path when they are meant to. More and more of these messages are coming out with more spiritual evolution information and lessons, and less about the 3D, because as we heal, as we are more connected, we trust our own intuition more, and we need less information about what's coming at me because you believe that you can meet every challenge head on. But let's get going here. Hey, please don't forget to subscribe, and please don't forget to talk for me. This is the Lepus Tarot. It is the Witchy Cauldron Tarot as well. I'm super digging it. I love it. Soul's Destiny, I believe, Oracle. And then the, I'm not sure, activation cards as well. I have so many decks and I don't have all of the boxes readily available, so sometimes I do forget. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you like the reading. And if you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link to my website in the description box down below. Ooh, King of Wands in reverse. This is an interesting one when I'm reading tarot because it can be someone who is angry, someone who is impetuous, somebody who is misusing their passion. So it is one of the cards for, someone who's stepping outside of a relationship. But it can also simply be about needing to take a moment and pause to examine why you're feeling something. Because the Kings are about manifesting. This can be an eruption of anger. It can also be creativity, but in reverse, it does have a more negative influence for me than the King of Wands in the upright. So it can be simply about arguing. Here we go, 1 and 2 and 3. What else do we have? This is a good deck. I'm enjoying it. Very stiff cardstock. Very, very stiff. Okay, I have the Who Are You? Page of Wands in reverse. Well, red alert. And no, I didn't pick up the deck in reverse. That's 2 cards of... Maybe do a sacral chakra clearing, because that's 2 cards of an eruptive energy around your sacral chakra. And so far, it's not looking super positive. It comes out with the 5 of Cups in the upright as well. Okay, so what I've got here is a trigger around grief and loss. Because the 5 of Cups in the upright, and these are fascinating cards. I really do enjoy the artwork. But the 5 of Cups in the upright, this person is concentrating on a loss. And in the background, something remains, but at present, they're concentrating on the loss. In the background, the river flowing past means that it is something that can be released. So we're talking about a release of emotions. Unfortunately, they do have to do with potentially frustration and anger. Remember, since patience is truly the most powerful energy that you can inhabit, patient people are not being super mild. They know that they can make things turn out. They're able to wait for things to come in the time that they're meant to. So the universe will help you master patience if impatience is a problem for you, if frustration or keeping your temper is a problem for you. When things keep going wrong and it's like, why can't I catch a break? Maybe examine what the circumstances might have been trying to teach you. Because I can tell you really honestly that I got taught patience like, whoa. And it really did work because I leaned into it, because I understood that patience was a very peaceful energy and I'd rather live my life in a more peaceful state. Because I am a pretty fiery person. And so peace is something that it's like going on a vacation for me. This particular card combination, though, says that you have some unprocessed grief as well, because this is a card of grieving. It can be a card of longing and craving. I actually really like this because there's 3 different meanings that are apparent. One of them is that you will be triggered into a release of emotion, to please lean into it, to do some work, listen to an activation or healing frequency surrounding the chakra that contains that particular emotion. This is likely to be sacral chakra because fire, but then also emotion. And remember, the sacral chakra is our creativity, but it's also like our anger and our impulsivity. And so it looks like something might, bring on the boo-hoos for you. Lean into it. Understand that emotions aren't threatening, that you can understand even as they're happening that they will pass. And one of the things that you can do is engage in some form of ritual or routine behavior around caring for a trigger, and that is part of emotional regulation. If you believe you are going to be triggered or are being triggered or about to have a meltdown, which is very common with CPTSD survivors as well as PTSD survivors, one of the things that you can do is develop a routine around self-care that will allow you to mitigate and kind of take the TNT out of a trigger. you can really just understand that it's like, well, this might make me sad, this might make me angry, but I'm going to work through it and I'm going to take care of myself in the way that I need to. For me, I need to get a ton of exercise. I just get so much exercise. I sometimes walk for a day, for an hour a day. Sometimes during the day, I will walk for hours at a time because it's one of the ways that helps me shed old energies, even from my clients. And that's a self-care thing that helps my heart a great deal as well. And it also takes out a lot of the, I kind of want to say the bionic quality of potentially being triggered. Learn what your triggers are. Learn how to respond to them. Some people will need to engage in self-care, like taking a hot shower or cuddling up in bed or petting their animals, or something that is soothing to you, not to repress the feeling, but to allow you to ride it through and release it. Most trauma survivors, most abuse survivors learned emotional repression as their way of emotional coping, and it leads to being triggered, having eruptive events, which is what this is talking about, that allow you to release emotion, but because you've been repressing and suppressing them, and again, through no fault of your own, usually you weren't safe, and you learn to hide your feelings to try and be safe. It happens in people who are abused, who were bullied, who lived with reactive partners. If you learned emotional repression as a coping technique, there is a reason that it comes out of you in these great gusts of emotion. It's because you've basically got a backlog where if you lean into taking care of yourself and understanding more's coming to this table than this situation warrants, it's not because I'm weak or broken, but because I repressed my emotions for years at a time. Once you learn the self-care that will work with your particular emotional state, because everyone will be different, you can have a better and better experience in all things. And you want to have those emotions, because when you try to walk around repressing and suppressing your emotions constantly, it doesn't just mute the bad ones. It takes the good ones out too. It's harder to be happy because you don't relax properly or well. It's harder to rest, again, because you're always being hyper vigilant. Trust, overcoming doubts, insecurities, and patience. All right, so patience is the most powerful energy that we can inhabit. Often, people don't like to hear the word patience because they associate it with waiting endlessly. That is not what patience is. Patience, we will all wait for things. Very few people will get what they want instantaneously. Hey, presto, give me my stuff. Mostly we are on a journey and we are meant to be enjoying each step of that journey, particularly when it doesn't contain what we want. That is the secret to happiness in life. Not getting what you want so that you can be happy, but rather being happy with what you have as you go towards what you want. We have doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. Hey, at the very top of this, I said more and more we're getting less and less. Hey, look for an argument. Somebody's going to ask you out. Looks like you might get a flat tire. And more we're getting information about how to effectively cope with and manage emotions in the Spirit Guide Daily. So doubt, you release the need to know all the answers. Here's the thing. When people are very anxious, it is usually because they have dread around what might happen. If you have patience, if you heal that part of yourself, if you learn to take care of yourself when you are having those big emotions without shame nor judgment of self, but rather proactively trying to find the method that will work best for you, what will happen to you is that you will no longer dread the future because you will have faith in yourself to be able to rise to the needs of any moment. And that's what this journey is all about. Hey, that was the Spirit Guide Daily for today. If you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, please. It helps me with the algorithm. And it was good to talk to you again. Take care. Be well.